In this demonstration, I'm going to present a new command which is now available in Designer. The command is called the reduce command and is used to simplify complex parts or complex machine models into their envelope shapes, which is usually used in simulations, post-processors, digital twins, etc. So for this demonstration, I'm going to be using this machine model to show how you can use the reduce command to reduce the size and the complexity of the machine model. Before I start though, let's note that the size of this machine model is 33,000 kilobytes, and after we reduce our model, ideally this number will drop as we will simplify the complexity and the size of our file. So the first thing to do is create a new group which will contain all of the new parts that we are going to simplify. Let's name these reduced parts. And by double clicking on it, we will activate this group. So whatever we reduce or else simplify will be saved in that group. So let's say you want to start by simplifying this controller part over here, which contains a number of elements and that we would like to simplify. To find the reduce command, you need to go to the solids tab, click the drop down for the remove phase and select the reduce command. So the reduce command gives you now options for a mode you would like to select, either box, cylinder or projection. The wrap option to wrap around selected entities. Each body separately when you have a large variety of bodies selected and you want to simplify them separately. Allow unite failure, and for the options of box and cylinder, you have alignment options as well. So you can select the entities that you would like to simplify. In this case, we would like to simplify all of these parts. So you select on it, we are in the box mode, right click, and you can see that it has created a bounding box to cover all of the bits and pieces we would like to reduce. So if we right click on that, you can see now that it has created a bounding box simplification for the entities we selected, and this can be found on the reduced parts group we created. So if we go back to have a look at our machine model, so let's now go to the bottom of our part, and you can see it has all of these different stands which we would like to simplify. A way to do that is you can easily select one of them, right click, you can see you can select more bodies, select all the bodies that have the same volume, and you will see that all of them get immediately selected. So if you now go to the reduce command and select the box option, you can see now that it has automatically created a box reducing all of these legs. So as you can see over here, if you right click, it has automatically reduced all of the bottom part into a single block. If we go back to our part, so let's say you want to now simplify this plate over here. You can select it, right click, isolate it, so it's a bit clearer for you to see. And then you can go ahead, click on the reduce command. Let's say we now want to choose the cylinder option, select all of the part, right click, and you can see now it has created a cylinder covering all of the details of our part, just as shown here. If I show all of this machine again, you can easily now just delete this part, so you reduce the number of parts. If we were to do the same for this bit over here, you can select on it and then you can isolate it. You can now go ahead and use the reduce command again, select body, we're in the cylinder mode, right click. As you can see over here, you've got all of the different alignment options. If you use the alignment to the work plane, it's something that would not be ideal for this case. Minimum relative to direction, you can choose the direction for which you would like to simplify, or the minimum, which creates the minimum bounding cylinder depending on what you have selected so far. So as you can see, it has created the minimum bounding cylinder configuring that. So if we do show all again, you can see that it has been simplified as shown in here. Let's now focus on this bit. If we just select on this bit and then click isolate this part, you can see that this part has a lot of detail. So it wouldn't be ideal to use either a box or a cylinder. So in this case, we can use the projection option, select that part, right click, and you can see now that it has created a projection of the shape of this part to simplify it. So if we right click on that, you can see that it has simplified the part, but there are still a number of faces, such as these ones, this one as well, which could be simplified. So if we go to the remove face, we can now, after using the reduce command, we can simplify and delete these faces to even make the size of the part smaller. So as you can see now, all of this information have been deleted, and you could also use the replace face to make it even more simplified. So place this face with this face to remove this gap, just as shown here. So you have managed to reduce that part as well. So if we show all again and go back to our part, another thing to show is that if you right click, you can see this area over here, which you drop down, has the latest commands which you have used, and usually these would be the reduce command, remove face, and replace face. And if you're using the top view, just as me, to be easier to have a look at your part, this one will be there as well. So let's say now you would like to go to the stop face, which comprises of a few holes, and you would like to reduce that. You can click on the face, go to the structure tree, isolate, hit the escape button, unhighlight it, right click, go to the reduce command, select face as well as this edge over here. We want to be aligned to the current work plane, right click, and as you can see now, we have created a top face, which will simplify bottom one, which contains the holes. So this has simplified our model as well. So a final thing I would like to show is that if we focus on this part of our machine, right click and isolate that, you can see now we've got these little cylinders which have the same color and same shape, and we would like to reduce them into a single box. So if we go again to our reduce command, in this case we want the entity that we will pick to be a face, because we want to select the cylinders based on their color. So if we go to the advanced filters, select the get column from face, select a face to get the color from, in this case this is our color, select all the entities that have the same color. You can see now that all of these elements have been highlighted and ready to be reduced. So if we right click on that, you can see that we have created a box covering all of these bodies. So if we right click on that, you can see how easily we have simplified that part of our machine. So if we go and show all, you can see now that this has been simplified. So two final things to show. If we isolate this part over here, when using the projection mode of the reduce command, you've got the option to use the wrap. The wrap creates a wrap around the entity selected, whereas if the wrap is off, it just creates a simplification. So if we select this body and the wrap option, you can see it has created a wrap around all of the entities which are part of this body, whereas if the wrap was off, it would just try to create a simplification around the body itself. So if we use the wrap option now, you can see it has created a wrap around the selected entities. Right click on that and go show all and go back to our model. A final thing I would like to show is that if we focus on this cylinder over here, instead of only selecting bodies, you can select elements, faces and edges as well. So in this case, let's say we want to simplify this cylinder without isolating it. So we can easily just select the cylinder option, select this face, this edge and this edge as well. Right click, using the minimum bounding cylinder option, it will create a cylinder based on the entities which we have selected, which are the faces and edges as well. So if we save that and go back to our original model, in this fast forward part of the demo, I will keep on reducing and simplifying the model in order to get the minimum size possible. So I will keep on reducing several parts of the machine model until we get to an end result. So if we now save the model, as we have finished reducing it, we can now go back to the File Explorer and we can now see that the new reduced model has a much smaller size of approximately 10,000 kilobytes, which is almost a third of the initial size, showing that we have successfully managed to reduce the complexity and the size of our machine model.